How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Flesh and Blood video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today, we have something a little bit different. We're going to talk about a specific combo in Flesh and Blood, the Lexi Death Dealer Wombo combo. As such, this is going to be a much shorter video than normal, but I think this is going to be fun, and it's going to share with you a really fun and interesting and powerful combo. And I'm going to give you my opinion on whether or not I plan to use this combo in any of my decks. And basically, what it all comes down to is consistency. Consistency is key, though this combo is quite powerful. So, if you are looking to pick up any of the cards in today's combo, definitely check out my affiliate link with Channel Fireball. They do have a brand new marketplace that supports local game stores, so go ahead and use code ROGUE at checkout and it goes and supports me, and I greatly appreciate that. Maybe you want to pick up, a shiny copy of Lexi, or maybe some foil versions of some of the other cards we're going to talk about today. So let's go to a top-down view and take a look at how this combo works and why it is so explosive. So the Lexi Death Dealer combo doesn't actually involve using any of Lexi's specializations. She is just the only hero that can pull this off because she is the only Elemental Ranger. This combo actually centers around Snapshot and Death Dealer, believe it or not. So how does this work? Well, it works with an interaction between Snapshot's Fuse effect and the fact that Death Dealer draws you a card and has Go Again. Those are all very important things. So let's talk about how it works. We'll kind of set this up as though we are playing, and there's some spicy stuff you can do to, enhance your combo, like this Art of War here, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So Death Dealer says, once per turn action for one resource, if you have no cards in your arsenal, you may put an arrow card from your hand face up into your arsenal. If you do, draw a card, Go Again. So we are going to activate our Death Dealer here, pitching this blue ball lightning. It doesn't have to be any kind of specific card. It just needs to be a card that gives us a good amount of resources. So blue pitch or yellow pitch are both fantastic, though blue pitch is obviously preferred. So we're going to pitch this ball lightning, activating our Death Dealer. We're going to put our Snapshot into our arsenal face up and then draw a card. So let's put the Snapshot face up into the arsenal, and then we will draw a card. And then what Snapshot says, it's a 0 cost 4 attack Elemental Ranger attack action with Lightning Fusion, which means as an additional cost to play this, you may reveal a lightning card from your hand. And we do have a lightning card in our hand with Electrify. And it says, if Snapshot was fused, you may activate abilities of bows you control an additional time this turn as though they were an instant. So now that ability to activate it as an instant is very important because Death Dealer has Go Again on it, and we'll explain the interactions between it being an instant and having Go Again, but let's just kind of continue our combo here. So the Snapshot is now in our arsenal. We did draw a card from the Death Dealer ability, and now we're going to shoot off this Snapshot for a cost of 0, attacking our opponent for 4, revealing this Electrify. So now it lets us use our Death Dealer again. We still have 2 resources floating from this ball lightning, and so no matter what happens to this, if they block it out, if they take damage, whatever happens with this, we can now activate our Death Dealer a second time with one of these resources. So we're going to do that. We're going to activate our Death Dealer a second time, putting this other Snapshot that we drew face up into the arsenal and then drawing another card. And so what that now does is, since this has Go Again on it and we used it as an instant, we now gain that action point back, because what Go Again says is when you have Go Again, when it triggers, if you do not have an action point, you gain your action point back. And we played that as an instant. So now we have an action point back, allowing us to fire off another Snapshot, in which case you reveal the same card. Death Dealer has the ability to be triggered again because we fuse that Snapshot, and so on. So this is the combo here, right? Every single time you can use a resource to reload, then you fire off a Snapshot, fusing it, and then being able to do that over and over again. That's basically the combo here. You just keep firing Snapshots off, using Death Dealer to, kind of chain them endlessly as long as you can keep getting Snapshots. So this is the Snapshot combo. What works really well with this are cards that pump all of your attacks for the turn, like Art-of-War here. You just choose the one attack actions you control, gain +1 and attack and defense, and just choose the other one where you banish a card and draw 2 cards or whatever else. And starting this off, giving +1 to all of these is really good. And I've seen turns where they deal 20 plus damage in a single turn with just a whole bunch of snapshots. That's the combo. It's honestly pretty hilarious, and it kind of works. It kind of works. The fact that Snapshot is a card that you can have 9 copies of in your deck, 3 of each pitch value, means that if you're playing a 60 card deck, this is almost 10 of them, right? This is a decent chunk of your deck, almost 1/6 of your deck. So this is something that can happen, though I want to say that it's not super likely. It's powerful. It's very, very powerful. But when I see a combo like this, I see, that's pretty inconsistent. Well, it's also just something you can just run in your deck and not rely on it. I think the big downside of that is that you have to run Death Dealer. And Death Dealer, don't get me wrong, is great, being able to draw a card from that ability. But if you're using Death Dealer, that means you're not using, in my opinion, the best bow in the game, Voltaire Strike Twice, which is a bow that just gives go again to all of your stuff anyway, right? So the big thing that it lacks is the ability to, be able to draw all those cards like Death Dealer does. But Voltaire lets you use it twice anyway, gives you +1, or gives you go again. And what makes this so important is it makes cards like Bolt and Shot just that much better, making it into a 0-cost 5-attack card that has go again and that reload effect, or stuff like Endless Arrow. Giving go again to your Endless Arrow is pretty absurd if your opponent doesn't have much to block with. Or even cards like New Horizon, because Death Dealer does not actually work with New Horizon. Death Dealer says if you have no cards in your arsenal, then you can do it. Well, you have an extra arsenal zone if you already have a card face up in your arsenal. And so if you already have a card face up in your arsenal, then you cannot activate Death Dealer. So Death Dealer does not work with New Horizons. So just the fact that you're using Death Dealer means that you can't really use New Horizon very effectively. You can't use some of the best Ranger cards effectively, like Bolt and Shot or Endless Arrow, and you don't get Voltaire. So it's a huge trade-off. It's a huge trade-off. There is power here. And there's the ability just to kind of wombo combo your opponent, and what I think is the most important part, it's very, very inexpensive. Snapshot is just a rare, very, very cheap card. Death Dealer is a token. So you can build a Death Dealer Snapshot combo deck for just, a few bucks. Whereas a lot of these other cards are, high rarity cards like the legendary New Horizon and the majestic Voltaire. So that, that's relevant, right? Cost is a thing. So I do think this could be a really fun, budget wombo combo deck. So will I be running the Lexi Livewire Death Dealer Snapshot wombo combo deck? Basically, no. I think it's fun and I think it's really cool, but it lacks the consistency that I want out of a competitive deck that I'm going to be trying to push, to win various events at, especially the Calling in Orlando. I'm probably going to bring some variation of Lexi Voltaire to the Calling Orlando. And, the fact that you are using Voltaire and New Horizon really means that you can make really, really good use of cards also like 3 of a Kind, because, having that extra arsenal zone makes stuff like 3 of a Kind just that much better. And I think 3 of a Kind is literally one of the best cards in the Lexi deck, period. And using Death Dealer and 3 of a Kind, it's fine, but it's really not where you want to be. You really want to have the New Horizon 3 of a Kind style deck for that consistency. Do I think it can get there? Do I think it can win some games? Yeah, 100%. But it does lack that consistency. Sometimes you're going to try to do your Snapshot combo and then you're just not going to draw any other snapshots, and you're going to attack like a couple times, which is something that you can just do every single turn with Voltaire anyway. Let me know what you think of the Lexi Death Dealer Snapshot wombo combo in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you'd like me to do more videos like this, highlighting fun or interesting combos in Flesh and Blood. I always like talking about this kind of stuff, and it's with my absolute favorite hero currently in the game Lexi. Also lets me use some really classic bows like Death Dealer. But without further ado, I'm gonna head out. Thank you once again, and we will see you next time.